Hello and welcome, Martin here from Digital Agent. If you're watching this video, you're probably in New Zealand or you've got customers in New Zealand and you're struggling with getting two-way SMS set up with Twilio with Go High Level. So I'm here to show you today it is doable. I have built myself a custom app that does it, and I'm doing this for other Go High Level agency owners as well. And I'm here to show you it's not possible with Twilio. Well, it is possible, but it's hugely expensive. In any case, don't worry, don't fear. There is a solution which I'm going to show you in this video today. So coming in here to Twilio, as you can see, if you go to try and buy a phone number out of New Zealand, SMS is not available. So and the reason for this is in this legislation in New Zealand. It is government imposed that you cannot use software like marketing software like Go High Level to send text messages from real mobile phone numbers like you can in other parts of the world. They can only come from what's called a short code. It's 4 digits long, and it shows basically that obviously the user knows that it's marketing text messages, it's not real text messages, right? So the response rate isn't quite as good, but it's still available. It still is an option that you can have. Now with Twilio, getting yourself one of these short codes is insanely expensive. It's about, I think when I worked it out, it's about $2,500 a year just to have the number. Not even the cost per text message is on top of that. So when I was looking into it for my business, it was completely unusable. So not something that you'd want to set up through Twilio if you're doing Go High Level SaaS and things like that. So in any case, like I said, I have a solution. So what are we going to cover? We're going to do a quick demonstration of the app and show you that it works. We're going to cover what the limitations of the app are and things that still, because it's not a 100% solution like what Twilio can do in other countries. There are some limitations which I'll take you through. We're going to cover what do you need to do to get us started, to get the app set up for you, how we do it. We're going to go over some technical stuff, and how do you manage the rebilling and charging of your clients. Some frequently asked questions, and then we're going to cover what does it cost. Okay, so we'll jump straight into it. Right, so if we navigate over here to my high level system, and then this is my phone number here. Okay, so I'm just going to send myself a test message, and there you go. It has appeared. Test message just been sent, and I'll bring up my phone, and you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. My phone, I've received that text message. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reply. I'm going to say reply message. Okay. All right, and you'll see that pop up on there, and my lead connector app will notify it as well. Notification, lead connector, and the high level app, and you can see that message comes back in there. Okay, so you see the two-way SMS works that way. So that's a quick demonstration just of how it works. Okay, so coming back to here, the next thing we're going to go over is we're going to go over some of the limitations. Okay, so I just wanted to pause the video here real quick just to let you know that the limitations I'm about to take you through, there are ways around them. So I don't want you to see these limitations and instantly go away from the video. I'm going to go through the limitations, then I'm also going to tell you how we get around those limitations in the short term until we fix those limitations, okay? So don't leave yet, stay and watch through the video. There are some things, remember this is a custom app, okay, that I've built and installed in these locations. So there are some limitations. I'm working with the high level team, the developers, to make sure that we can fix these for future. But so what doesn't work is the missed call text back, okay? So the automatic missed call text back, the one that's installed in the location. So to be more specific, if you come in here to settings, under business info down here, this missed call text back, unfortunately, tries to revert the system back to using Twilio. It doesn't use the custom app that we installed, so that will not work. SMS review requests. So coming up here and sending a review request by SMS, this will not work either, okay? Testing within workflows. So if you're in a workflow and you set up an SMS to happen in that workflow, but you want to test the SMS, the testing part won't work, but the workflow itself will. When you go through and put a contact through the workflow, the text messages will work, but the testing doesn't work, okay? And from the contacts page. So if we come in here to the contacts page, And if I want to tick that contact and press send SMS like this, this also will revert back to trying to use Twilio. So this one will not send an SMS either. Okay. Now the good news is that all of those things, each and every single one of these things, can still be done with workflows. So you can set up a workflow to when a missed call comes in, when you miss a call, send it an SMS, put that in a workflow, that will work. Okay, if you can set up a workflow that when you tag a customer with a tag, send review or whatever tag you want, it sends an SMS review request with the same message. Same thing, you could move a pipeline stage, mark an opportunity as one. You could do all of these things, trigger them with workflows, or just add them manually to a workflow to send the SMS. Or the best thing that I would actually do is have the SMS saved as a template. Okay, so let's come in here to Jay Singh, and I want to send him a review request, and I come in here to templates, and I choose an SMS template that I want to send out to him, and hit send, and that SMS template will be the review request. You can send it out that way. And the contacts page, again, you can add huge lists of people to workflows, and it will send them out that way, or you can just open up the contact individually and send it out that way. Okay, so those are some of the limitations and how we get around them. I just wanted to make them real clear up front. There are limitations. Like I said, though, in future, we're hoping to have these solved. We're working with High Level to solve some of these limitations, okay? So next we said we'll go to what you need to do to get us started. Okay, so what do we need to get started? The first thing that you would need to do once we've sorted payment and things like that, which we'll get to later, you need to create a demo or testing Go High Level sub account. Now this will be a permanent account. You can't delete this account because I'm going to create a funnel in that account, which you're going to need, okay, which I'll come to later. So after that, you need to grant me admin access to that sub account so that I can access it, use it, test it, and things like that. You need to assign a subdomain to that sub account. So I just need a domain to put the funnel on. So we need to put a domain in that sub account, something that no one else will accidentally find. You need to create a free Airtable account. You need to create a free Slack account. And you need to create a free ClickSend account. Okay, ClickSend is free to create the account, but you will have to pay for the text messages. So you've got to buy probably about $10 worth of credit while I'm testing, and then once you're ready to set up customers, you'll have to have a lot of credit, and then to make sure that you make sure all SMS goes through, and that set up automated rebilling, so it automatically rebills you whenever you get to zero balance, so that none of your customers' messages don't, they always send, sort of thing. Okay. So that's that. So next I'm going to go through how we do it. I'm going to put, and there's going to be some technical stuff in here. I'm not going to dive too much into the technical stuff because I could, we'd be here for hours basically. But essentially what we do, guys, is we put together a funnel for you that looks like this, okay? So this I'll install in that sub account, right? So there's a bit of coding that goes on in here, and then there's some custom stuff that I'm going to do. But basically, you'll have a URL that you'll save as a bookmark, and every time you want to add this app onto a location, you need to use this, okay? So use this button to install your custom app into Go High Level location. So we build this app for you, and we build this funnel for you to add it. You must be logged into gohighlevel.com, not your custom domain, okay, as the agency owner to be able to do this. So sub accounts cannot use this page. You must do this manually for each sub account you wish to install the SMS app on, okay? So click install on a new location, and then a list of all of your locations will come up here, and just choose the one you want to install it on. You tick the button and then press proceed, okay? I'm not going to install it in this case because this is a client's app and I'm logged into my Go High Level account. All right, so you just click the button and proceed. It will automatically take you to the thank you page, which is here. All right, so once you've clicked that proceed button, like I said, click install. It'll take you to the thank you page, and it'll give you your next instructions, okay? So you just follow these instructions, and if you have problems, you contact me. But those next instructions are quite simple. All you have to do is go into settings, you go to phone numbers, and then you'll have a section here for SMS providers, and you choose the app that you put in, and you click save. So instead of having Twilio, you choose the app that you just installed, and you click save, okay? Once you've done that, then you need to go to the Airtable spreadsheet, and ensure the location has been added, complete the empty fields, and then you test a message, okay? So that brings us to Airtable and why you need an Airtable account, okay? So this is a client's account. You'll see there's some codes and stuff like that. I've hidden half of the codes so that they're safe, because it wouldn't be, I shouldn't be wanting to share authentication tokens and codes with you guys. So half of them are hidden, so they are safe, all right? So you'll have an Airtable spreadsheet that looks like this, which we will set up for you, with the name of your location, the location ID, and some API stuff here. Again, I won't get into the technical stuff, but basically every time you use that funnel and you install that app on a new location, that location should add to the spreadsheet, okay? So coming down here to, and then you've got all these tabs along here, okay? So every time you send an outbound message, those outbound messages will save to this page. This is called backup outbound. And then they will also go on this page, okay? Once they go on this page, you'll see here that they have all of this information here. And again, I won't go through all of it in too much detail, but essentially what's important here is this part, credit and top-ups, okay? So this is where the whole thing is run from. This is where you set your settings for each client, okay? So are you letting this client send messages for free, or are you gonna be charging them, okay? So this is where you set it up. You either press free or not free, okay? And then if it's free, then nothing else on this sheet matters. It's in order. So if this is free, then these settings don't matter from there, okay? Because everything's free. If it's not free, then you have the ability to set whether they're even allowed to send messages or not. Okay, so they may not be allowed to send messages. You don't want them sending messages, so you'd say that the activated messages is off, right? Okay, so let's say it's yes, and then how many credits do they have? And it's up to you how much you charge credits out at, right? ClickSend charges around 9 cents per message for 130 characters, but you may want to charge 20 cents per message, okay, for each 130 characters, or whatever you might want to charge. So that's why we do credits, okay? So you can say that this person has 50 credits. That means they can send 50 messages with less than 130 characters. And then you can have auto top up here. So has the client given you permission to automatically charge their credit card every time a message goes down, every time they run out of credit, sorry. So let's say auto top up is off, and then this client gets to 0, and then they try to send a message. That message won't send, all right? And what we won't send, come here to outbound messages, and it won't be in this part, but it will be here, okay? You'll get alerted via the Slack channel, okay? But if it is turned up on auto top up, then this will just go down. It'll go to -1, and then it'll go to -2 next time, and then it'll go, and so on, and you'll be alerted in your Slack channel that you need to charge that customer, okay? So then you go into your Stripe account, charge them however much you want to charge them, as per your agreement with them. And then like for me, for example, I charge them in $10 lots. So I charge them $10. $10 at 20 cents a message is 50 credits. So I would add 40, put 40 credits, because 50 minus 10 is 40. They've already used an extra 10, right? So you could do this however you like. I don't mind playing with this one for the client, because this is the demo sub account she set up for me to do my testing with. These are her actual clients, okay? So that's how that works. That's how you manage it, all right? Everything else on this spreadsheet, if you come on board, I will show you how they work. But ultimately, they're more for me to make sure that when issues happen, when problems happen, I can fix them and stuff like that. Really, it's not really that important for you guys to keep track of what's going on these extra pages. But this one here is really where you operate it from, you manage their credits from. Okay. So what actually happens and how it works, that's how the rebilling side works anyway. I think I jumped ahead a little bit. So what actually happens is how it works is when the client sends a message from their location, all right, there's a whole bunch of Zapier stuff that happens, okay? So I do a lot of this inside Zapier and inside Airtable, but basically I will go and set all of this up for your account as well. So basically this is all of the automations that we set up that allow the app to actually work and do what it needs to do. This is the result of literally hundreds of hours of me self-teaching myself and learning about Zapier, learning about the Go High Level API, and testing. And anyway, it's the result of a lot of work, and now I've finally got it to a place where I'm able to actually provide this solution to other Go High Level users. So I won't go through all of this because there's just really too much to go through. But essentially, I will do this for you as well in my Zapier account. I've got unlimited tasks, unlimited usage on Zapier, so I can do that for you. That's not a problem. So that's how it works. That's how the rebilling works as well. So the next thing is some frequently asked questions. So I'll take you through some of those. So these are the most frequently asked questions I get. Let me just answer these for you. So how do voice calls work? So voice calls don't go through ClickSend. They do not go through our custom app. Nothing changes with voice calls. You still use the built-in Twilio for voice calling. Okay, so if you're having problems with setting up voice calling for Twilio, I'm happy to help you with that separately. I don't mind giving out free advice on how to set that up, because you can get Twilio working for voice calls here in New Zealand from 09 numbers or 07 numbers, whatever, or even 0800 numbers as well. Okay, so voice calling still goes through Twilio. Will our clients see reference to Digital Agent or My Company Digital Agent? No, not at all. They will not see anything about My Company at all. How does the shortcode work? Is it allocated to a client or is it a generic one? No, so it is a generic shared shortcode. So there potentially be hundreds of people around New Zealand using these shared shortcodes. You can get dedicated shortcodes with ClickSend. It's about $170 a month. I wouldn't recommend it because I don't think that you need it. But yeah, that's the answer. Basically, it's a shared shortcode. I use the same one for my clients as well. If they reply, what happens? If they reply, our system, as I showed you, uses that Airtable spreadsheet that I showed you. It uses that. I'll just show you now. So inbound SMS records. When an inbound SMS comes in, Zapier basically uses, as I showed you, those zaps. So this inbound zap here takes that SMS. It looks for the original outbound SMS that we sent, finds which location it was assigned to, which contact it was assigned to, and routes it back to that contact. In short, as you saw in the demonstration I showed you, when an inbound message comes in, it just routes it straight back to that contact within High Level. Okay. ClickSend has its own white label rebilling. Should I use that? They do have a white label rebilling. I looked at it. To be honest, it looks far too complicated to set up. And they also had, you had to apply for it and all that sort of thing. I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. My app, the way that I've built it, is not set up to be able to do it that way. It will make it a lot more complicated. So I would not recommend using ClickSend's own white label rebilling with this system anyway. How many sub accounts can I use it for? You can use it for unlimited sub accounts. I'm not going to charge you per sub account. I just charge you a setup and a per monthly fee, which I'll get to shortly in a minute. There's one other question. What about unsubscribed or opt-outs? So if people reply with the word stop, or if they reply with the word unsubscribe, the app will automatically mark them as D&D or do not disturb in High Level for SMS only. Okay. The other thing to be aware is if the phone number is bad, if it's a bad phone number, then the system will mark it as do not disturb as well, and it will add a note that says this is a bad phone number. We have automatically marked it as do not disturb. But the idea is, in the note it says if you can get confirmation from the customer or correct the phone number, you may resubscribe that contact. So they actually, if it's a bad number, they haven't actually unsubscribed, but we mark it as unsubscribed because we don't want the errors to continue to come in through our Zapier account, if that makes sense. Okay. So the last thing is, what does it cost? We wanted to make it very simple for you. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. So it's a one-off setup fee of 500 plus GST in New Zealand dollars, and then a monthly maintenance fee of 69 plus GST. Okay. So we get that set up, and that will be set up via Stripe. So you will get automated invoice with the GST component if you are in New Zealand, obviously, and billed on your credit card on a monthly basis. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you are interested in getting this up and running, send me a message in the High Level group. My contact details, I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. My contact details are in the description below. So you can either message me on Facebook or email me, and I will put my email in the description below, as well as you could also comment below on the YouTube or on Facebook. So yeah, get in touch with me. We can have this set up within 24 hours, once we've received payment. Cool. I hope that helps everybody, and let me know if you have any questions.